Hello everyone, Shane Pup checking in. I have a delicious dinner planned tonight. I thought I'd share it with you guys. I don't usually get to cook in front of you guys very often. So, for tonight, I have planned pork chops, preferably boneless. We have green bean casserole planned, and we have rice. I've loved my mother's green bean casserole since childhood, and she finally let me cook it by myself once, and I've loved it. It was very simple, so I'm going to make it for you guys tonight. It's a very simple dish. Always make sure that your hands are clean. I just wiped my nose. I gotta wash them again. So, first thing you want to do, hold on. First thing that you're going to want to do is preheat your oven to 325 degrees. Here in Utah, that's what we're preheating it to, but if you live anywhere else and the elevation is different, preheat your ovens to what you know is the equivalent to that. Or just 325 degrees. So, I'm going to set my oven to 325 degrees, and I'm going to set the pan that I will be cooking my meat on in the oven with the preheat, so it will have time to heat up, and I can stick my meat onto there too. For tonight's meat, we will be using a grill pan. You can see it has ridges like a barbecue would, so it will get those nice grill marks. So I'm going to set that in there, and we are going to get the rice cooking. For rice, what you want to do is we are making 1 cup of rice. So you're going to fill that up with rice to the 1 cup mark and then put it in your rice pot, or if you're doing it by hand, in a pot by itself. I already did that for you guys. I already have the rice in the pot with water. So, with rice, you're going to do 1 part rice, 2 part water. So, say if you're making a cup of rice, you're going to use 2 cups of water. If you're going to make 1.5 cups, you're going to use 3 cups of water, and so on and so on. Just multiply it by just add it again. We're going to get that plugged in and start it. Alright, our rice is cooking. Now we can get started on the green bean casserole. For this, I'm going to go over our ingredients again. Cream of mushroom soup, cut green beans, French sliced green beans, and French fried onions. Going to grab the can opener and get the water drained out of our green beans. Learning from my father, what we do in our household is we do 3 inputs or 3 cuts in the lid, and then we drain it that way. So I'm going to grab a bowl and save the juice. My mother's lactose intolerant, so this is a good way to get the liquid into the green bean casserole without using milk. And it will still be creamy because the cream of mushroom soup or the cream of chicken soup, whichever you prefer, both is really good. That will do the trick. Alright. Make sure that you get all of that liquid. Then you're going to continue to open up the lid. Kids, if you are making this, please don't hurt yourself. Because if you take a look at that, it is very sharp. So please be very careful when you're doing this. Throw the lid immediately away so that there's no safety hazard. And you're going to pour this into a square Pyrex dish. I'm going to grab a fork and just flatten that out a little so there's room for the other ingredients. Like that. Get all of what you need out of the can. There we go. And we are moving on to the cut green beans. You're going to do the same process as what we did with the French sliced. It really does not matter which you put into the pan first because they're all going to get mixed up. So, just have fun with it. I mean, it's cooking. Cooking is art. Cooking is fun. Alright, as you can see, we saved all the juices. And I'm going to open up the rest of the can and get into our cut green beans. There we go. As I said previous, be very careful with the lid. Toss it immediately away. And then you're going to pour the cut green beans into the Pyrex dish. Get all of it out. Throw it away. Flatten that down. Give it a little stir to mix it together. There we go. And then you're going to open your cream of mushroom or cream of chicken soup. And you're going to pour that right in. There you go. Then you're going to scoop out what's left in the can. And then you're going to mix it all together. Alright. Then you're going to want to flatten that out so it evenly cooks. And when you're done, it should look something like this. I'm going to add a little bit of liquid. I'm going to use the spoon that I used for the rice, considering that it's not cross-contamination. Just going to pour a little bit over that just to add a bit more moisture. Stir that up again. Didn't look like it was moist enough for me. Because with moisture in a dish, when heated, or water in general, it will evaporate and make stuff dry. So, with that, you are going to want to take your French fried onions and then sprinkle that right over the top to get a nice crust over the top. For mine, I like doing a good crust on mine. Not too much, but just enough to add a little bit of extra flavor. With this dish, don't be scared to get your hands dirty. And that's the end of that. Just the perfect amount. There you go. I'm going to wash my hands again. And we are going to set this aside and wait for the oven to heat up. When the oven is heated up, I will get back to you and we will get this in the oven. But for now, while that is done, we are going to clean up our mess and get started on the pork. Hello, checking back in with you guys. The oven just went off. I'm going to get that green bean casserole in and we are going to get started on the meat. Alright, that's in, and we are going to get started on the meat. Take a clean cutting board and your meat. Hold your knife like this, or any way you feel comfortable, and cut into the side of the packaging to remove the meat. You're just going to peel that away. And you're going to pull your meat out. This is our pork chop. Pork chop. Make sure that none of the paper gets onto the pork chops, because you will be seasoning these. Alright, throw this away and wash your hands. Preferably with hot water and soap. Because if you touch anything with meat on your hands, it is called cross-contamination, and it is very bad. It will get foodborne illnesses everywhere in your kitchen, and you do not want that. I prefer to use a clean paper towel when drying my hands, just to avoid getting my hands dirty again with a dish towel or a kitchen towel. Clean paper towel, throw it away. Simple as that. For your seasoning, we are going to use a rub that I grew up with. It is my dad's rub. It has paprika, salt, and garlic, and I believe pepper. That's just what I'm going to use. You guys can season it to your taste. Like, my mom doesn't like a lot of salt, so we have to minimize the salt in this. It makes your tongue swell up. So we are going to season it. Make sure not to use too much rub. A light rub is a good rub. Because it gives you just enough flavor, but it doesn't overwhelm the meat because you still get the taste of the meat, but it's flavored. So alright, you're going to want to season these on both sides. Alright, so now that that is seasoned, we are going to stick that in the oven and let it cook for 45 minutes. Make sure that you wash your hands before you touch anything else. Make sure you get underneath your fingernails. And in between your fingers. Once again, use a clean paper towel to dry your hands. Clean up the rub. Put this away. Now, I am going to pull out the pan that I put in the oven for it to preheat. Pull that out. Take that off. Then you're going to take some tongs and set the meat onto the pan. Hear the sizzle? It's nice, isn't it? Alright, we got all the meat onto the pan, like that. And now we are going to set that back in the oven to cook for 40 minutes. Alright. Your meat will be done after 40 minutes. Make sure that your rice is cooking. We have the green bean casserole in the oven. And pictures will be posted on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Have a nice night, everyone. Enjoy your dinner. Thank you very much.